Can I just say, on a very personal basis, how you think about Sam? And the reason I ask is I think at some point, obviously, you were friends. You were his original investor in all of this. Can you fathom that he lied to you like this, if that's the case?
Yeah, so I'm very shocked that I obviously did not know him until about a week or so ago. So I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that he lied to everybody.
You didn't know him till a week ago?
I didn't know what kind of person. I didn't know that he lied to everybody until a week ago.
So, CZ, just getting back to just what this means for the future of just crypto in general. A lot of people have said there's Bitcoin and Ethereum and there's everything else. You've probably heard that. Do you think this was some type of an inevitable shakeout that we're seeing? And do you still think these 21 million by the year, I don't know when we finally get the last Bitcoin mined, but you can, with stock to flow models, you can still make a $50,000, $100,000 a coin forecast. Do you think those eventually come true, or is this just one big house of cards across the board, CZ? And I'm sure that you don't think it's a house of cards, but do we push the time frame out for when it happens?
I think, well, first of all, as you said, I don't think it's a house of cards. There are fundamental technologies that are much better than the tools we had to transact, to raise money, to do global payments, etc. So there's fundamental technologies that are much better than the tools we had before. So it's definitely not a house of cards. At the same time, I'm not very good at price predictions. I don't do those things. I think there are smarter people out there that seems to have some formula to predict it, and I don't believe those things anyway. So I think fundamentally, though, if you look at the industry 5 years, 10 years from now, the industry will be much, much bigger. I don't know what's going to happen to the Bitcoin price. Bitcoin is a limited supply. I also do not think that Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only two coins that will benefit. We're very far from a one coin take all kind of market. There's still many innovations on different blockchains, different projects, etc. So actually today, one of the largest businesses are not the blockchain businesses. They're actually exchanges. So so I think we're early in the industry. This incident will set us back a bit, but then the industry will become healthier. So it's actually better in the long run.
CZ, can we just talk about regulation for a second? And by the way, there were some comments. I don't know if you read Sam Bankman-Fried's DMs in this Vox interview overnight, where he effectively says, he was going in saying he wanted regulation, and then says, well, actually, the regulators can't do anything, and they can't protect the customers. You've spoken, I think, historically, saying that you never really thought you'd ever, sort of come on board to a sort of a U.S. system. You obviously are based abroad. There's a lot of questions right now about, whether regulations could have avoided this, could have protected folks from this. What do you think?
Well, first of all, we very much embrace regulations in the U.S. Binance U.S. is an entity set up in the U.S. It has 44 state licenses, and of which 10 or 12 of them were acquired were granted in the last year. So Binance U.S. is definitely embracing the U.S. regulations, and Binance.com is embracing regulations all around the world. So that has always been our philosophy. I think regulations could minimize some of the problems, but when a person lies, when there's a bad player that just want to do bad things, regulations doesn't prevent it. Banning guns doesn't mean that no one will just take a gun and shoot somebody. That's just one person going crazy or lying or just a bad player. So I think regulations will help, but it will not eliminate this problem. So we shouldn't blame this problem on any single person other than Sam. But everybody in the industry do share a bit of a responsibility.
He used the phrase F regulators, by the way, which I thought was shocking relative to what he's said publicly about that.